Excellencies, diplomats, ambassadors, and public. I would like to remind some basic points about this question that, as Minister has said, are often forgotten or even ignored. Well, first of all, we are at the Commission of Human Rights. And I would like to remind that Article 1 of Covenant of Civil and Political Rights and Economic and Social and Cultural Rights affirm the right of peoples to self-determination. And this article in paragraph 2 explains that the content of this right to self-determination is not only a right to determine their political status, but also a right to determine how to develop their economic and social progress and activities. Well, the Covenant does not say who are the peoples entitled to this right, but we know. We know because the General Assembly, since 1964, has said that the people of Western Sahara is entitled to the right of self-determination. Hence, it is clear that the people of Western Sahara has the right first to determine their political status, which is the main object of the referendum of self-determination, but also to determine how to exploit the natural resources, how to develop the economic activities held in that territory. And this second sense of the right has been long neglected until, fortunately, before the European courts. Maître Dever has campaigned with success till now to establish that the self-determination is not only a political human right, but it's also an economic human right. What is the content, then, of this right to self-determination in an economic sense? Because, well, the Covenant in Article 1 says that there is a right to determine these economic activities, but it does not provide more precise determinations on this sense. And every year, General Assembly of the United Nations passes a resolution about economic and other activities which affect the interests of the people of the non-self-governing territories. Well, Western Sahara is classified as one of the non-self-governing territories. What General Assembly says about that? Well, first of all, it says that there is a need to avoid any economic and other activities in non-self-governing territories which might adversely affect the interest of those peoples. Well, when an economic activity is carried on the benefit of the occupier, as it is, for instance, the agricultural activity in Western Sahara carried by firms owned by the King of Morocco, or fisheries activities carried by Moroccan owners, Moroccan militaries. Well, it's clear that those activities adversely affect the interests of the people of Western Sahara. The resolution asks, of course, every member state to ensure, to respect the law in order to avoid those activities. But those resolutions are addressed not only to all the members of the international community, not only for the UN members, but also, especially, to the administering powers. And here is one of the problems that we face in the Western Sahara case. The Western Sahara had an administering power that unilaterally abandoned its responsibilities. Spain was declared as the administering power of Western Sahara, and Spain unilaterally abandoned its responsibilities as the legal opinion of Undersecretary of Legal Affairs of the United Nations, Professor Hans Korel, stated in 2002, this is not legal. An administering power cannot unilaterally abandon its responsibilities. The precedent of this unilateral abandonment is extremely dangerous. This is why I ask Spain, my government especially, to pay attention to those responsibilities which are especially important insofar as Spain is a member of the European Union, an international organization that enters into international agreements with the Kingdom of Morocco. International agreements that, as Maître Dever has said, have been declared illegal by the European Court of Justice. Then I would like to end stressing that, as Minister has said, international law is an imperfect law. There's a problem to enforce international law. But nevertheless, the enforcement of international law is not only the responsibility of the Security Council, that certainly is not current to its resolutions affirming the right to self-determination of the Western Sahara. It's also a responsibility of all the members of the international community. It's also a responsibility of all the bodies of the United Nations, as the United Nations Human Rights Council. It's also especially a responsibility of the administering power, who must be recalled to ensure before the European Union the respect for interests and the right to self-determination of the people of Western Sahara. I thank you.